Thank you very much. David Weekly from PBWiki. So, my tip for this night is to hire your users. The problem with smart people is they think they're smart. Is that they go and build this grand vision for what everybody else needs. And then they're surprised. And they have this moment of sadness when they release this wonderful, wonderful thing, and all those stupid fuckers out there don't realize how brilliant it was. Some people call this early to market. What you want to do is you want to get the simplest thing out there that could possibly be useful to anyone. Almost do it as a joke. Make something, and then make it simpler, and then make it simpler, and reduce it to its bare, most possibly useful element that anyone could make anything out of, and then go and release that, immediately put it in somebody's hands. And they will surprise you. They will come back and they will do something a little bit different than you expected. You put something out there that's useful, you put something out there that's a tool, something that's a platform, and people are going to adapt this in ways that you did not expect. So listen to that. Find out, how are they using it? Why are they using it? What sort of language are they using to describe whatever it is that they're doing with your tool? When they go and present it for someone else, like, hey, Josh, check this out, this is awesome. How are they explaining it to their friends? Ask them. You should assume that your users want to help you. Because if they spend any amount of time with you, if they spend any amount of time on your product, if they spend any amount of time even flaming you out on forums, cursing you out on a blog, while you're the dumbest crap to come out in years, that means they care. It's a love and hate or not at the opposite ends of the spectrum. Apathy is the other side of the spectrum from love and hate, which are both very, very close. You can take people who are passionate in a negative way about your product and turn them around by caring about them, by listening to them. So you want to go and take your users, find out what the hell it is that they're doing with your product, figure out how to help them do that better, and then use the language that they're using. So let me give you an example from where we found this with PBWiki. So I launched PBWiki as a lark, as a weekend project. I had done this big, beautiful, other technical infrastructure about this instant messaging enhancement that ripped apart all the major instant messaging protocols using a SOX proxy. I had 4 patents pending. It was crazy shit. Nobody else did anything like this in the world. It was called I Am Smarter. And it really wasn't seeing adoption. Stupid users. And so then, like, at the first Super Happy Dev House, which is kind of like all-day hacker thing I help through, you guys are all invited if you're willing to hack. superhappydevhouse.org. So I registered the domain pbwiki.com at 1 in the morning, and I had somebody basically working by 8 in the morning, almost done as the joke, is like the simplest thing I could possibly build out. Yeah, I launched it. 2 days later, I had like 1,000 groups signed up. I'm like, oh my god, I need to pay attention to this, right? And now, what I ended up finding out a couple months later was that I was getting enormous adoption within the education community. There's a lot of teachers who were finding that they were sick of this crappy software that their districts had bought from companies like Blackboard that were really meant to be sold to district admins, not actually used by teachers at all. And they were actually paying out of pocket for the premium version of PBWiki, even though their district had shelled out 6 figures for Blackboard. It's like, oh my god, like, and teachers are not incredibly well paid, right? These guys were paying out of pocket because, like, Blackboard was that bad. Not that PBWiki was that great. And so we're like, okay, we find out that these teachers love presenting at conferences. The teachers love to go and share best practices with each other and so forth. And I thought that was interesting. And I really took note when somebody wrote in saying, I love PBWiki. I've been a fan of PBWiki since you guys presented in Chicago. Great presentation. It's so great. Our whole classroom uses it. Wait, we were never in Chicago. Found out one of our users had presented a whole conference track on why educators should use PBWiki. At a conference in Chicago, we didn't even find out about it until weeks later. So we're like, oh my god, okay. And then we find out a number of other people are doing this. We start getting videos coming in, streaming, about people presenting PBWiki at education conferences. We're like, I guess we're an educational tool. Okay. So we asked some of these educators for some of the materials that they use in presenting PBWiki to each other. And we're like, okay, tell you what, you go and present PBWiki at a conference, we'll go and we'll give you these materials to go and help you present. We'll give you a PowerPoint deck. We'll give you some free wikis you can go and give away at the conference. We'll give you even a PBWiki t-shirt, right? We'll get this like guerrilla representation at these conferences. And we assumed like 20 educators were signing. We got 1,000 people signing up for the presenter packs. Yeah, we were presented 1,000 different times by educators. So listen to your users, listen to what they say, listen to how they say it, and help them say it in their own language. That's my tip of the night. All right, take care.